I had done the GentleBirth workshop on my first baby, and I had stayed in touch with Tracy. And I found myself on my second baby, I suppose, giving peer support to other women on an online group who were using GentleBirth. And I realised I knew an awful lot about GentleBirth. I was the poster girl for GentleBirth, and Tracy had contacted me and said, look, would you be interested in training as an instructor? And I felt like I needed to get a second birth under my belt to prove that it just wasn't a fluke before I could do that. So after I'd had my second baby, and then Tracy was running a training session, I decided to do it then. I was doing it anyway, but for free, so I might as well make it into a job, I thought. I think the training was very comprehensive. I mean, it covered all of the knowledge that you need to teach the course. All of the brain training side of things that we look at on day one of our workshop, and then the birth side of things that we look at on day two. And we also had some conversations about business and that kind of thing as well. So it covered really everything that you need to know. 101, I suppose, of being a GentleBirth instructor. We have an instructors group where we would share ideas, and I suppose people are from very diverse backgrounds. Some people are stronger on the business side of things than others, and those people would give the rest of us ideas and support. I love it. I work as a doula as well, and I see how the system works, and I see how GentleBirth couples are able to navigate that system. And I suppose for every one person that does GentleBirth, they'll go out then, because they always have a positive experience, they'll go out and they'll tell 10 or 20 more people about it. So we're not just, I suppose, if you have one person in your workshop, you're not just affecting their life, you may be having a knock-on effect to the people in their lives as well, even if they don't do GentleBirth, but if they have the idea that birth can be a positive experience. The birth side of things, I suppose it's something I've experienced now 3 times. I enjoy talking about it, and it's so joyful, you know, and I think sometimes the couples that are in my classes, it may be the first time somebody has spoken to them about birth that way, you know, and they're very excited by it, by the idea that this is going to be an incredible experience that they're going to want to remember for the rest of their lives. I suppose you have to practice what you preach, and so that would mean using the various tools like mindfulness and positive psychology in my own life. And I mean, my husband would say that I've changed since starting with GentleBirth, and that I'm a lot calmer than I used to be. I let go of an awful lot more stuff, you know, that thing of, is this going to matter in 6 months? If it's not, there's no point in getting too upset about it, investing time in feeling down about it, you know. I'm not saying that GentleBirth makes you into a happy, clappy person and you go around all the time, you know, full of joy. Of course not. Life is life, but at the same time, I think it's really helped me deciding what's important, you know, what I'm going to give my energy to. I suppose it depends on how you define success. I mean, is that in terms of how many couples you teach every weekend, or is it in terms of what their experience is? Like I've outgrown the venue that I've been using for the last 2 years now, so it's great to be expanding. And I'm moving to a new venue when I come back after maternity leave, so I have been successful in that regard. But I think what success means to me is getting birth stories back from couples and seeing how well they've got on, but also seeing how things might have been if they hadn't had GentleBirth, you know, and you can really see how it impacted on their birth experience, and that impacts into the rest of their life as well, and that's the most important aspect of success. In my experience, there is, I would say that the clients who don't use it need an awful lot more support. They need a lot more physical support during labour as well. They would seem to experience labour as more painful, and they seem to have less internal resources and would look to me for a lot more support, whereas I find sometimes with the GentleBirth mums, they're just getting on with it. They might have their eyes closed, they might look up at my face for a little bit of reassurance. Maybe all they need to do is look at me, maybe they want me to say the right thing, and then they'll close their eyes and continue getting on with it then, you know. So I find I have a lot more to do really when clients haven't been using GentleBirth. I would say if you have an interest in birth, if you have an interest in positive psychology, and you want to marry the two of those, go for it. You know, what would be stopping you?
Brilliant. Is there anything you would like to add?
Just that I think what I've said already a few times, that GentleBirth is an incredible program for life, you know, and We go through such huge changes when we're about to have a baby, and when a baby comes into our lives, it's a great time to make a positive shift in our mindset, change how we think, for ourselves, for our families.